Welcome to Melanated Magic TV, and I'm your host, Jessica X. And today I am coming to you with a movie review from See You Yesterday, produced by Spike Lee. Well, See You Yesterday is about a girl named Claudette. Her brother was murdered by the cops. He was mistakenly, the cops pulled up thinking that he was a suspect, and he reached in his pocket for his cell phone, and the cops shot him. It's a pretty good movie, actually. I watched it, I literally just finished watching it. I took notes as I watched it, and I actually want to watch it a few more times. But I'm going to go ahead and give you a movie review. This movie is about time travel, temporal relocation. The three main characters is Claudette and Sebastian, which is this guy right here on the left, and Claudette, which is CJ, her brother, Calvin. He's the one who gets murdered by the cops. Claudette and CJ, in the beginning, it goes on, she's in school. Both of them are in school. They're working on this project for the science demo. Long story short, I want to say they had a cookout or whatnot. I'm not sure exactly what the event was, but it was a cookout. Her brother, and his friend, they decided to leave the cookout after, he was finished playing dominoes, because Claudette's ex-boyfriend, he came. And before that, they had an incident a few days before that, so it was kind of tension. So he proceeded to leave, and as they're walking, two dudes run past, and cops pull up and shoot her brother. Okay, then they, fast forward, they have a funeral, and her mom is sitting, her mom is sitting there having a conversation with her. And she tells her, if I could go back, I would change it. And that's where Claudette get the idea, CJ gets the idea of going back in time to try to change the events that led to her brother's death. Hold on, let me look at my notes really quick. Okay, on her first jump was a failed attempt. Her second jump, get a quick backstory. Claudette, she has a quick temper. She's hot-headed, so she kind of gets herself in situations sometimes that could be avoided. But the first jump was a failure. They didn't make it there in time. They ran into her ex while they was in Carlito's store. The first time she ran into him, she threw a slushie in his face. Then she hid, because herself and Sebastian, because they had time jump with a day in the past, they didn't want to run into each other, because it would mess up the time continuum and cause an issue. So they hid, and they went out the back of the store, after, they threw the drink in his face or whatnot. So they go out the store, she go out the back, and then after the little confrontation with her brother and her ex-boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend and his girlfriend proceeds to walk around the building, and they meet each other, and she throws slushy on them again. In this jump, that was the first jump, the first failed jump. The second jump, the plan was to stop the shooting, so they decided to just go straight, first call and report the robbery, and then go straight to Carlito's store, the little market. They get to the store. Sebastian waits out. She's hot-headed. She's not thinking. She runs into the store and tries to let him know that, he's going to get robbed. But, of course, he's trying to fuss at her, let her know, hey, what you did was unacceptable about throwing a drink in his face. I'm going to tell your mom this, then the third. And so she writes down on this sheet of paper. And Sebastian from that day, not the Sebastian who time traveled back with her, walks into the store because he sees her. And he's like, why are you wearing the backpack? Mind you, the two robbers are in the store. Long story short, the robbers start robbing the store. well, before they start robbing, the owner pulls out a gun. The other one pulls out a gun. At one of the robbers pull out a gun and start robbing the whole store. Everyone's getting robbed. And so they want her backpack, but they know, it's the equipment for time travel. So long story short, they're arguing over the back, and she causes Sebastian, present day Sebastian, to get shot, which when he gets shot and he end up dying, time traveling Sebastian disappears. And so she time travel back. She's forced to sit through Sebastian's funeral and whatnot. So then she's forced to sit through his funeral or whatnot. And so her brother, he's alive in this timeline. He's watching her the whole time like something's off or whatnot. Finally he confronts her. He tells her, he's like, look, you're going to talk to me. I found this. He shows her the funeral service paper with his picture on it. He's like, what kind of sick joke is this? She shows him the video of them time traveling. He's like, I don't know whether I'm getting pranked or what. But, eventually he believes her or whatnot. And so they devise a plan to meet with Sebastian's friend. I can't remember his name. He's a Hispanic fella. He's really, really good at tech stuff. So long story short, CJ, her brother Calvin, they go meet with CJ and Sebastian's mutual friend so that he can fix the other time machine. So they devise a plan that she's going to jump back and connect with time traveling Sebastian or whatnot. She's supposed to tell Sebastian everything that happened, but she did not or whatnot. So in that particular jump, when she jumps, that is her third jump, which is Sebastian's second jump. She jumps back to when Sebastian, is alive or whatnot, with his second jump with her, just before he get killed. So he's thinking they're supposed to be going to Carlito's store. But no, she runs straight to her brother or whatnot. He doesn't know what's going on. Long story short, they get to her brother. She's trying to convince him that, he's about to get killed, this, that, and the third. She tells him, about the store being robbed, all this, and the third. Police pull up on them. He still don't believe her or whatnot. Police pull up on him, whatnot. Everything, they asking for ID, typical Peckerwood in this movie, being a bitch. Anyway, so he, her brother's, he's not wanting to listen or whatnot. Of course, he does not want to listen. Who the fuck want to listen to a pig talking to you any kind of way? So, eventually, he say, we ain't had nothing to do with that fucking robbery, whatnot, which triggers all of the cops to pull guns out on them and whatnot. And so, long story short, they make them get down on the ground, and the police is really wrestling with Sebastian. And as they're laying on the ground, her brother Calvin, he sees the funeral pamphlet. His picture is fading completely off, and he sees Sebastian's face appearing on it. So while he's seeing his face appearing on this funeral service, paper, he decides that he's going to stand up. He stands up, and the cops, everything's moving in slow motion, and the cops proceed to gun him down. And then the little timer on their arms start beeping or whatnot, and it's time for them to run back. Long story short, they run back, they jump back or whatever. She's upset because the whole purpose and premise of her trying to jump back and jumping all these times is to save her brother or whatnot. Now, save her brother and save her friend too. They get back, and so her friend is asking her, because she's wearing different clothes, how many times have you jumped? And eventually she tells Sebastian that he was murdered, and so he doesn't want to do this anymore, but she still wants to save her brother. And he's fussing. He's fussing. He does not want to jump again. And so he's telling her, this is it. Long story short, this is it, whatever. So in the process, he's talking to her and walking out the garage where they keep their, science equipment. And she slams down the garage door and jumps again, and the movie ends. I really would love to know if she was able to save her brother. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's really, this movie is really, really, really good. It's a really good movie. And I would give this movie 4.5 stars. And the only reason why I would give it 4.5 stars is because it cuts off without us knowing if she's able to save her brother or not, or save her brother Calvin and her best friend Sebastian. But overall, this is a really good science movie. It is really good. I would love to see more science fiction movies by us, portraying us, with us in it. This is a really good movie, and I would recommend it to anyone who loves time travel movies, who loves science movies, sci-fi movies. I would recommend it. Anyway, that is it for my review. I hope y'all enjoy it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And again, this is your host, Jessica X.